I'm here with, I'm trying something new. Red Alert Remastered. Why not? Having some fun with this, trying to keep it light and airy and interesting for myself as well as for you guys. So why not try something a little bit new? Looking today at a 1 versus 1 on the map Arena Valley Extreme Mega. This is a quick match, and the players, as you can already see, but I will say their names anyway. Doc is our yellow USSR Soviet player, and our blue Allied England player is Campaign Player, which is the best name of all time. So getting right out the gate with a very long string of infantry. Allied player just building the rifleman, while Doc also is mixing in a couple of... I could have sworn I saw some grenadiers in there. Yeah, here they are right here, up in the front already. Just a little bit of jockeying for position around these cliffs. That little bit of mismanagement there. Let's take a quick look. Doc is going right. Doc is going right for the throat, while Campaign Player is sneaking around, doing a little bit of scouting on the sides there. I think that makes sense to me. Campaign Player, I think, has to be really defensive here because, he's just got the rifleman. He does not, I don't think, have... He does not, I don't think, has. That's just a sentence that I said. Congratulations to everyone who had to suffer through that with me. I don't think the Allies have anything available to them like the Grenadier. I saw some Q moving going on there with the attack ground that is, as I understand it, very important to this game. Something cool to me about Red Alert is just kind of the differences you see between it and the original Command & Conquer. This is, Westwood taking the time to try to learn their lesson from the previous game. You've got this almost instant drop-off animation. The resources, of course, don't damage you to traverse them. A lot more unit diversity, although unfortunately it doesn't seem like it worked out competitively the way we would have all hoped. I'm hoping we get some interesting stuff, but my impression going in of Red Alert is that it's very tank spam heavy. You can see we've got these double war factories coming out. A bunch of heavy tanks for the Soviet player, of course, and some of these, what are they, light tanks, medium tanks? You'd think I would have stopped to take a look first. But anyway, smaller tanks from our Allied player. I'm really interested to see how this matchup plays out. The cost efficiency. Command & Conquer Siberian Dawn has some interesting cost efficiency dynamics, I think is the better word for me to say there, that I am, just interested to see what happens in this game. So Doc has kind of pushed Campaign Player back through this shallows area. These tanks can, of course, crush the infantry crossing that, but there are a lot of tanks over here on Doc's side. Hopefully the audio is not too screwed up so that I will be audible on top of the tanks firing. It's interesting to me how much of the game so far has just been kind of maneuvering and trying to find that angle. It's also interesting to me as a player of Command & Conquer Rivals. I play that sometimes on my phone. I think it's fun. And anyway, you kind of got that same feel on a smaller scale with Rivals, where a lot of the game comes down to just positioning your units and where the engages happen. I think is really neat. Campaign Player definitely seems to be getting the better of this one, although Doc is through the gap and is able to make advantage. Wow. Way to English there, Wayward. Is able to take advantage of his heavier tanks. So yeah, it looks like the Soviet tanks, pound for pound, are a little bit better than the Allied ones. Campaign Player had a massive tank advantage, which has all but disappeared at this point. A lot of attrition on both sides, but a lot more so for our teal-blue Allied player. Interesting back and forth. The tanks definitely seem to be coming out a little faster for Campaign Player. Yeah, and if this interests people at all, I will look into learning some of this stuff a little better and not embarrassing myself quite so much. So Doc has a pretty not-so economy. He's got a lot of harvesters out. He's got, what is that, four refineries right now, and 3 war factories, it looks like, crawling way out into the middle of the map. Campaign player is a little less spread out. Let's see, what are his refinery numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4. The same, and the same number of war factories as well, it looks like. So now campaign player is trying to get across this little land bridge here, and is not being super successful at it. We've got some pathing issues potentially that are causing some headaches. Doc looks to be kind of getting the better of this at the moment with these additional reinforcements. I feel like Doc is doing okay. It's funny how fast the tanks come out to add to the mayhem. It's just kind of been non-stop tanks shooting at each other for like 5 minutes, which is honestly kind of entertaining to me watching it right now. We have another war factory out for campaign player, another refinery. It seems like the strategy here is just to continue to build as many refineries and war factories as possible, although Doc is getting kind of low on resources. I say that jumps right back up, I think, thanks to this last refinery. We got another war factory right here, basically on the front lines for a campaign player. So we'll have to see how this all shakes out. It's literally just been tanks shooting each other. Not a lot to commentate on specifically. Right now there are more blue tanks than yellow ones. That's definitely important to note. Looks like Doc is going for a power snipe. If he manages to put his opponent into low power mode, that could be a problem for the campaign player, but it looks like that very badly damaged tower plant is still hanging on there. Oh, no, Doc is sneaking in at the back. Let's see. So Doc is, I think, doing something smart here. He's going after another power plant. Not good for campaign player, and of course the con yard is sitting back here undefended. Another power plant comes out. The wharf factory, actually he might have lost one. 1, 2, 3, 4. The con yard goes down for campaign player, not good for his long-term prospects. His army seems to, at least for the moment, have the upper hand. He's actually got a ton of resources banked up, so he's doing okay. I think I hit the the speed up, so I'm gonna just jump back a little bit. We can watch that con yard go down. So yeah, we have this weird little speed up bug in Red Alert, where at around 7 minutes everything starts going twice as fast, and then when you rewind it a little bit it resets. So good times, good times. But yeah, Doc definitely seems like he has the upper hand at this point. His army was just wiped out, but he has a lot more stuff. And basically every time he loses his tanks, he comes back with another wave of them. Campaign player has a lot of resources right now, but I feel like if he doesn't decisively take this fight, it's going to be pretty bad for him. So we'll have to see what happens in the next minute or so. It's interesting. I feel like there's more going on, but I have less to say. This is kind of clever. This one tank snuck up into Doc's base, just doing a little bit of harassment. We have actually some more light tanks. Okay, so these are medium tanks then. I was wondering. Interesting, but I think it's not going to help him right now because his army is severely outnumbered by Doc at this point. These teeny tiny little tanks are not going to do much to stop the larger ones. And Doc is definitively inside his opponent's base, so we are losing war factories. That seems pretty definitive. Now this over here is annoying, but this over here is game ending. And there we go. Campaign player bows out, and Doc is the winner.
Battle control terminated.